our interviewee for today. Swapna Dutt Chalasani is a highly influential Telugu film producer playing a pivotal role in the evolution of modern Indian cinema. Inheriting a rich heritage from her father, C. Ashwani Dutt, she began her career with Vyjayanthi Movies, gaining invaluable experience before establishing her own production house, Swapna Cinema, alongside her sister, Priyanka Dutt. Her career is characterized by strategic growth and a commitment to producing high-quality content. Notably, she's overseen the production of numerous successful films, including the award-winning biographical drama Mahanati, which garnered her a National Film Award, and the widely acclaimed romantic drama Sita Ramam. She actively participates in all aspects of production, from script selection and casting to marketing and distribution, demonstrating a comprehensive understanding of the film industry. Her ability to identify and support compelling narratives has solidified her reputation as a key figure in Telugu cinema, contributing significantly to its commercial and artistic success.
Hi, I'm Swapna Dutt. I'm a film producer from India.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. What does being a film producer mean?
Someone who puts a film together, like someone who brings things to life, like, who will make the necessary ingredients come together to make the final product. That's what we do. We fund the film, we find the director, the right casting, we give him the right support, and make sure we release it well, take it to the market well, and make some money. That's what the producer does. Sometimes.
How do you decide which director and cast to choose?
How do I decide? So it's not about a decision. So it all depends from a producer to producer. I think each production house works a certain way. But we technically work in a way that, we probably would like the story. I mean, obviously, the few directors we'd like to work again and again, and we keep knocking their doors on, asking them what is next and what are you thinking next. And if we also align with that idea, like the idea, we all together put the film together. So that's how it works. And the other times, it's always about catching up on stories, on ideas, and once we like it, we develop it.
What is the difference between a line producer, an executive producer, and just a regular producer?
So things differ from your country to mine. So I will just, tell on what happens in India in specific. So a producer is someone like me who will put the whole film together, who takes the final calls. Executive producer is someone who will execute the project for me. Like, say, I could do multiple films, right? So I will have each EP on a particular film, each film, and they implement the film for me. Like, they do the day-to-day stuff, they take care of the shoot, they take care of the activities, and they report to me. And as line producers considered in India, we technically, it's generally the you go to a particular place, like, we're shooting a schedule in Gujarat, or like probably in Chennai or in some other place. We hire a line producer there who can help and who understands the surroundings well, who can get stuff for us, who can make things happen for us in a city that we don't know. So that's the line producer. This is how it works. The system works in India.
Do you know why there's a difference in all the countries?
On like this aspect?
Yeah, and like when we were asking about line director and executive producer, you said it.
So America is, predominantly corporate, the studio-based productions, and probably the one who executes the project, like the executive producer, becomes a very important, preliminary part. Like, they become one of the main producers. So it really differs quite a bit. So, would I be the best, person to tell you that exact detailing of what happens in America? No, probably I'll wait for you guys to tell me at some point of time.
What do different parts of your day look like as a producer?
How does my day look like? So right now I'm so free that I'm actually trying to kill a mosquito around me. So, it depends, when there's like a massive project, then really don't have time to breathe at times. And obviously, also being women, we also have to take care of home, the kids, everything, and then, go take care of the film as well. So it just becomes extremely breathless. It'll be quite a day. I mean, I'll not even know the number of hours just gone by. So, and when there's no film, like right now, I really don't have much to do. I mean, I'm just very relaxed, spend a lot of time at home. Otherwise, on a regular day, I probably, if it's not a very busy day, I'd probably head to work, like, say, post about 10:30, post my gym, and then I'm at work till 1, till definitely, I mean, if there's a shoot, I'm definitely at work till 1 o'clock, and then I head to the shoot, which is a studio. If there's no shoot, I generally hang till 5. We hear stories, we think ideas, we talk future projects, and we look at, probably, the accounts and the books of the earlier projects, and, they're on there. So, and when there's a hardcore shooting, we sometimes head to shoot directly, virtually work at office, and it sometimes hits off early mornings. The shoot goes off, they go on till the early VRs. We come back home, nap for a bit, and the cycle repeats again.
What does the shooting of a movie look like from the point of view of a producer?
It looks like shooting. I mean, it's just that it's fun because, all the resources that we build for cinema is actually taking shape in the shoot. So it just feels good when you see a nice scene happening, when you see an action episode happening. It's just fulfilling.
Sure. As a producer, what are the details you need to pay attention to while they're shooting?
Story mainly, definitely. And then I mean, me and my sister, we personally like the aesthetic. We feel cinema should be delivered a certain way. We like to do, I mean, we like to really focus on casting, costumes, art. And my father's very, very keen on music. So he takes care of the music part. So yeah, these things is something which is our forte, something that we like to bring some value to onto the table. Yeah.
So, what sort of activities happen in the pre-production?
Pre-production is generally on focusing on the development of the script fully, getting the dialogues written, recce, casting. Again, like I said, getting the costumes sorted, looking for the right locations, and building sets and putting up schedules, working with actors, doing readings. All this is pre-production.
So what would happen in post-production?
Post production is once the film is over, like once the shooting is over. How do you give it the score? When you watch the film, when the background music, that's a score, and CG, like your visual effects, your all that, and editing, making the film crisp, bringing all the footage together, making it a full film. All this is post. And marketing obviously is also an important factor here. Yeah, and the post production, it's the marketing of the film.
What is your role during post-production after all the footage is taken?
Looking at the timelines, making sure we head for a good smooth release, helping the director if there's any sort of bottleneck anywhere, supervise. I mean, just looking at the content or checking once in a while and things like that. Yeah, making it a smooth ride for the director.
So earlier when you were talking about pre-production, you mentioned recce. Do you know what that is? Or could you explain what that is? Sorry.
Oh, recce is going to a location, understanding where the scene is going to be. Where do you put the camera? Is it viable? I mean, is it easy for actors to come in? Is it like price viable? All this is called recce.
Thank you for clarifying what recce means. What percentage of like the entire timeline goes into pre-production and then shooting and then post-production?
It all depends from a film to film. It takes a lot for a big film. I'd say the amount of post production done helps your production to be lesser. And then post production, when you have like a heavy duty CG, like your visual effects, it takes a lot of time. So if it's a very story driven, simpler, like a love story, it won't take too much of any of these. But if it's something like our latest film, which is Kalki, it needs a lot of pre-prod and post as well, because it's huge visual effects film, and it needs to be there needs to be a lot of concept drawings and things like that in pre-prod. And post is putting all these worlds together in the director's vision. So all this, so it all depends from a project to project.
So, what sort of roles do you usually closely work with?
Like I just said, right? So there's just bunch of things. Aesthetically, we like our projects to be uh, uh, pretty. So we work on costumes, art, all that. Yeah.
So, how do you maintain a good work-life balance?
It's very difficult, especially when you have the younger kids at home. It becomes a bit challenging, you know. Though there's fortunately in India there's a lot of support system, right? So our parents are around, so all that works in our favor. But yeah, we definitely miss them a lot through and through the production. But we make sure we make up for that, as much as possible. So when there's not so much of work, we make sure. So the last few years, I know for a fact that I really have given up on my social life. It's not that it just so happened organically, because whatever little time I have, I like to spend with my daughter. So those things just take a bit of a backseat. But no, I don't think it's. I don't have too many regrets about it. Yeah, that's how we balance our work and personal life.
One of the main reasons we started this initiative is to learn what skills we need to be successful in a certain career. What skills do you think we would need to be successful as a producer?
Hmm. It's not. I, it's not some sort of a skill job here. Um, I think you should really have a knack for. I mean, the. I'd probably say storytelling, right? You'll want to. I mean, you'll want to be in cinema because you will want to just make that beautiful product. So that's something that you should have a knack. You should have the passion first. Second, I think consistency is very important. And mm, so, like I said, it's not like a certain skill. Like you learn computers, you become you have to be definitely slightly good with management. That's very important. Management skills make a lot of difference for production. I think that is one thing that I also think has personally helped me. Yeah, besides that, I think you should be very passionate and you should be extremely consistent. Yeah.
When you go into college and high school, there are all these like different like tracks and paths to take in order to get into your the career you want. So if I were to go into production and to be a producer, would I take what kind of tracks would that mean taking? Like you said, management. Are there any others?
You can go to film schools. You can, there are a lot of the bunch of film schools which teach you production, like budgeting and so many other things. I mean, it gives you a foray into how the stories develop, to a little bit of creative stuff and all that is available. But end of the day, I think the practical knowledge of being on sets would really help.
That's really good to hear. What are like some things you've learned with through your experience as a movie producer?
uh I think you should just follow your heart. When the script is great, when your gut says it, I think you should go for it. That's important. That's more important than trying to understand that probably audience might like something else, or markets might um, insist on something else. But I think ideally, what works for you, for your heart, will work for audience also. I think that's one thing that I've learned.
What are some challenges you faced as a producer?
Like every career, I mean, there are a bunch of challenges here also. What I don't know if I can specifically say anything, but every shoot is a bit of a challenge. Putting together any film is a challenge. Bringing it out, it's like your baby, right? Like, how you groom your baby, how you bring it out, how you make them successful. You face a bunch of challenges. So I don't think you guys would actually, it could be very technical for you all at this point of time for me to explain, but there are a bunch of challenges. You can how you nurture a child, how you bring it up, bring the child up, and how you know mm, you know get them to where they are. It's just a road. So that's what a cinema is like.
You mentioned earlier that technical skills are kind of helpful in your role as producer. So what exactly would that entail? Like computers or like video editing?
No, none of those. I don't think those are important for you to be a producer. I think, it just would be nice for you to get a hands on, how the basics work, like how how someone will pick up a story, what is a script work, yeah, maybe how they edit a film. Just to know some basic stuff is not a bad idea, but do you have to learn those technical things to be a producer? No, not needed.
What inspired you to become a producer?
What inspired me to become a producer? I think the stories my dad's been telling us for the longest time, all our lives. My dad's been a producer for last 50 years, and cinema is a very integral part of our lives. And not that he insisted that we do it, not that we had to only do it. It's just that something drew us to it.
Is there a specific story or time that made you realize this is what you wanted to do?
I um, I can't say that because probably I really don't have a point. I mean, there's just this wonderful film that my dad. I mean, all the films that my dad's done are, some. I have some favorites, but is it because of that film that I wanted to become a producer? No, I think it's just, it's just some great stories that my dad made for himself, like his his rise, his fall, and how he gets up again, and how he makes this beautiful project and like a product, and how he relishes it. And when you make it all, then when you watch it on screen, and how beautiful the feeling is. And these are the things which actually do us to be in cinema.
I'm sure there are many, but can you share a couple of rewarding moments that you've experienced in your career as a producer?
Mm. So very first film that we've done, which is called Yavade Subramaniam, it's just bunch of projects that I was doing separately, my sister was doing separately, and then there's a point that we all came together and we made this film which was slightly niche at that point of time for the market. And then um, uh, I mean, obviously, not too many people understood it while we were making it. They said it's not technically a regular sort of a Telugu cinema. People might not like it, not enjoy it, and things like that. We went to Himalayas, made the film, and it was a very, very, probably not the regular Telugu cinema which was happening at that point of time. Not the regular commercial Telugu cinema. It was a challenging period also for us. And then I think that Friday opened up, or the Thursday or Saturday. I think it was either Friday, Saturday. It was a Saturday release. It opened up the doors of cinema for us with such a warm welcome. Like the film was appreciated so well, so well. Like that's what we think. I mean, that's what I was trying to tell you, that we should not go by what the norm is, like the industry norm is, or like what the markets say. We should go by our gut feeling. We should, if we think the story is great and it should be made, we should go ahead and make it. I mean, since then, that's what we've been doing. So yeah, that's extremely rewarding. And a bunch of other things, when we won a national award for a film called Mahanati, more than I'd say more than a national award, we had all the age groups of people coming to the theater. That was extremely rewarding. There's a 5-year-old child to like a 75-year-old women coming to cinemas, and that was very, very rewarding. Bunch of things like that, yeah.
Yeah, what you said we noticed in a lot of your movies. The main one we all really loved was Sita Ramam.
A question we ask all of our people is how do you see your career evolving in the next 10 years due to AI?
I don't want to think too much about it. I'd probably think, it probably would. I like to be just very optimistic, saying and thinking that things will be, you know, things will be okay. I mean, but I'm not a big fan of what you say of too much technical intervention. So I like still the human touch. I like it to be very basic. I need it to be done by people. I need it to be skilled. So I'm that person. So I don't know what it is going to be after 2 years because we don't know much of it as yet. So we'll wait. I just hope it will be used in a good way. That's very important. Yeah, it be put to the right use. There's definitely a lot of advantage because it makes life simpler. There's for Mr. Amitabh Bachchan in Kalki, we've used his voice in AI, and literally we could dub his voice using AI into all the languages. Like you literally listen to Mr. Bachchan talking in Telugu so clean and clear. So that's the beauty of it. But then what all can be done with it is also the cons to it. But then yeah, we'll only talk about the pros.
Through our research, we understand that you started getting into production at the age of 18. The question was, what was your experience working so young?
I think when I was 18, I was not doing much because I was not a very regular to the college also. So my father said, pull me up from the bed, said enough is enough, go and pick up costumes for junior artists. So that's how I started. So it was not much of work that I did at 18. It was a lot of learning. Till I'd say till 24, it's a lot of learning.
You say that your path to becoming a producer has been affected by growing up in India, and would it be easier or more difficult in another country, such as the US?
I love being in India. I love making Indian cinema. I'm very, very thankful for the place that I am in right now. So, yeah.
What are some tips you would give to us or anyone else who is thinking about starting a career as a producer?
I think you should just get your hands onto a project, So there's a lot of us who are open to teach you guys. Like, come intern with us on a serious level. Like, you just can't come on your vacation and intern. Like, if you all want to consider it seriously, you all need to take a break from what you're doing and come and work in a film or two, and then understand if you all like it. That would be the best learning.
But this is a standard question that we always end with. Do you think being a producer is a career to consider?
Of course. 200%. I want to ask you guys after this interview, how many of you are considering it? It's it's great. It's fun. It's creative. It's a lot of things, and it's very satisfying.
I'm considering it.
I definitely consider it. It sounds like something that would be really interesting.
It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work too. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering all of our questions today and taking your time. You answered everything we wanted to know, and we learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad. I'm glad. I hope I'm of some use to you guys. Thank you so much.
Here are our takeaways from today's video. Producers find the director, actors, and help get the movie sold. Always trust your gut, especially when you are unsure. Executive producers do the daily work for the main producer. Line producers are super helpful with finding filming spots and keeping things organized, especially when the crew is traveling. A line producer's work schedule can change a lot depending on what stage the movie is in. It's really important to have people around you who can help you manage your time and life when filming gets really busy. To be a good film producer, you need skills like knowing how to tell a good story, really loving movies, being reliable, being a good leader, managing money well, and knowing how to get people interested in the film. Getting experience working on actual movie sets is a big deal for building a successful film career. Balancing your film work and your personal life means you'll sometimes have to give up one for the other. When work is crazy, it's hard, but things can even out later.
Hey guys, hope you learned something new from this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Bye!